Uspap Page 52. Standard 8. E. State the intended use of the appraisal. 5. Comment. The intended use of the appraisal must be consistent with the limitation on use of the restricted appraisal report option in this standards rule. 1. E. Client use only. Lee. State information sufficient to identify the property involved in the appraisal. IV. State the property interest appraised. V. State the type of value and cite the source of its definition. 6. Comment. When an opinion of reasonable exposure time has been developed in compliance with Standards Rule 7-2, c. The opinion must be stated in the report. V. State the effective date of the appraisal and the date of the report. 7. Comment. The effective date of the appraisal establishes the context for the value opinion, while the date of the report indicates whether the perspective of the appraiser on the market and property as of the effective date of the appraisal was prospective, current, or retrospective. V. State the scope of work used to develop the appraisal. Comment. Because the client's reliance on an appraisal may be affected by the scope of work, the report must enable them to be properly informed and not misled. Sufficient information includes disclosure of research and analyses performed and might also include disclosure of research and analyses not performed. 1. When any portion of the work involves significant personal property appraisal assistance, the appraiser must state the extent of that assistance. The names of those providing the significant personal property appraisal assistance must be stated in the certification, in accordance with Standards Rule 8-3.94. 15576-577-78. V. State the appraisal methods and techniques employed, state the value opinions and conclusions reached, and reference the work file. Exclusion of the sales comparison approach. Cost approach, or income approach must be explained. 90. Comment. An appraiser must maintain a specific, coherent work file in support of a restricted appraisal report. The contents of the work file must include sufficient information to indicate that the appraiser complied with the requirements of Standard 7 and for the appraiser to produce an appraisal report. 798031 Information analyzed in compliance with Standards Rule 7-5 as significant information that must be disclosed in a restricted appraisal report. If such information was unobtainable, a statement on the efforts undertaken by the appraiser to obtain the information as required. If such information is irrelevant, a statement acknowledging the existence of the information and citing its lack of relevance as required. 2. State, as appropriate to the class of personal property involved, the use of the property existing as X of the date of value and the use of the property reflected in the appraisal. Comment. In the context of personal property, value can be a function of the current and alternative use of the subject property, the choice of the appropriate market or market level for the type of item, the type and definition of value, and intended use of the report. 35. See Advisory Opinion 36, Identification and Disclosure of Client, Intended Use, and Intended Users. 6. See Advisory Opinion 7, Marketing Time Opinions, and Advisory Opinion 35, Reasonable Exposure Time in Real and Personal Property Opinions of Value. 7. See Advisory Opinion 34, Retrospective and Prospective Value Opinions. 3. See Advisory Opinion 28, Scope of Work Decision, Performance, and Disclosure, and Advisory Opinion 29, An Acceptable Scope of Work. See Advisory Opinion 31, Assignments involving more than one appraiser. See Advisory Opinion 2, Inspection of Subject Property. USPAP 2018-2019 Edition O. The Appraisal Foundation.